Good morning, friends. How are you? Happy Saturday. I decided to come on in full face view to start off this morning just to do something different. And I might have some new viewers out there, so I wanted to make sure you knew what I look like. I am the Carrot Top. Although my hair is wet, I've just gotten out of the shower. I do have strawberry blonde hair behind Carrot Top's Creative Co. So if you are new, please in the comments say that you are new and where you're coming from. We always like to know, and we like to love up on you that you're here with us. I'm just getting my other device ready to go here. It does not want to cooperate. Big shocker there, right? Facebook. All right. And I've had to hardwire it here because it's dead. So good morning. How's everybody? How's Saturday? Tell me in the comments what you're up to today. I have lots to go over, so we're going to jump right in. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments, and I will answer them as we go if I can. So today's card is pretty quick and easy. You would have seen the prep instructions yesterday at about 11 o'clock is usually when I post them on my page for you to prep what we need to make the card today. I want to remind you though, because supply is craziness right now. If you have any of these in colors, they are retiring and you must get any replacements that you need. So your re-inkers and paper and anything that you want before these retire, you want to get them now. Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed that you cannot get them. Okay? And also, celebration, I know this is backwards, ends on Monday. So if you've forgotten to get anything or you have a little list and you want to get something and then get a free product out of here with every $60 order, I'll put in an order on Sunday so you can jump onto that order and we'll get you what you need. Lots of fun stuff in here. We've been going over it for the last month and a half, and we've got some paper. I realized that I missed this fun Simply Marbleous paper in showing. I think it was in a few cards that we went over in the last month and a half, but I have missed it. So today's card features it, although we're going back to a product that's in the annual catalog. So I'm going to flip you around to my desktop and we're going to get started on the card today. So give me 1 second. There we go. Just give me a heads up that you can see everything. You got everything out of the celebration catalog. Awesome, Valerie, yay! It's so exciting when that happens, right? So Art in Bloom is the beautiful set that I've jumped back into in the annual catalog. So you will find it on page 116. And it is one of our hybrid embossing folders. So that is why I've had a special request on how to use this thing. I actually haven't used it until someone suggested that I use it. So here I am going to show you how it works and what to do so you're not intimidated by it. Now this is a new thing that Stampin' Up! Has introduced, is these hybrid folders. So they are fun and they emboss and cut at the same time, which is a time saver for everyone. And who doesn't like that, right? You can see perfectly. Awesome. I can see it too, Valerie, so that's great. We're getting a little reflection off of that, so let's slide that to the side. So cheers to everybody with your Baileys and tea if you have it. If not, whatever you're drinking. I'm on a kick right now to try and drink more water, so that's going to be my last cup of tea today, and I'm switching to water. I've been doing really, really well. So we're going to jump into a card from the catalog that I recreated. So let me just flip to the page here and we'll show you. So this one up here in the corner, that's the one I've recreated. So it's really pretty, eh? Plain tea. I like my Baileys and tea. You know that, Valerie. So this one uses the stamped image. So the flowers here, they're great line art abilities in these. I love it. They're like hand sketched almost, and then they've got these filler in pieces. Now what you see on the cover is smaller. It's only at 70% obviously to what the stamp sets are inside. You can see they're much larger. So always watch for that. It usually tells you right here in the corner, and it's also telling you that it's a two-step. So that's what these filler in images are, these little darker shaded ones for your line art. So that's what I've done here. I've just used the fresh freesia and I've come back into that line art and stamped it so that it had some color. And then I've used that nice dot on the background in Calypso Coral again. So I've done a tone on tone stamping and stamped the background basically just as they've done in the catalog. So that's one of the samples today. So what I'm going to quickly show you is how to emboss it, and then we'll jump into our card. So a little trick that I have done on my embossing folders when they are these hybrids is I've put a little dot on the inside of my folder, and I'm just going to turn it this way so that the whole view gets in there. And then I'm going to grab the coordinating die, and what happens is you just line it up and it almost like locks into place in that folder. And so I know that this side with my dot is the side that the die matches up to and will fit in there perfectly. So then I'm just going to lay my paper over top, close the door, and then I'm going to kind of hold it with my fingers, flip it over, and then I'm going to slide it through my embossing machine. And it's going to cut out and emboss at the same time. So I'm going to do a quick little side trick here because I don't want to bring my embossing machine over here. It just wiggles the table and it's big and clunky and it's off camera here. So give me 2 seconds while I create the magic of television here for you, because I've already pre-done this. So when it comes out of the machine, it's basically going to look like this, right? So I always label mine so I know the front side, and then the logo obviously is the upside to this as well. You can run it through backwards. It does not matter. It will not harm your embossing folder, but you want to make sure that your seam is going in the front of your machine when you're running it through. Otherwise, it breaks down the integrity of your seam and you can run into problems of them breaking. So good morning, Carla. So when you open it up, this is what you're going to have. You're going to remove that, or it will be stuck up there depending on which way you open it. And you're going to have these flowers cut out, and you're going to have it embossed. How cool is that? Right? So that's my trick, is to mark which side your die cut fits onto, because then you're not struggling around trying to figure it out. And it basically just like locks into these little grooves, and you know that it's in place and it won't be sliding around on you. So that's a little trick to know what side to put it on. Okay, so our card today is just going to use the embossed piece. So I did not put that die cut inside. I basically just ran it through my embossing folder to get the full image. So we'll jump into the card. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I will try and answer any questions you have about that embossing folder. But that trick will definitely help you know how to put that in properly. And it's also got some other fun dies as well. The little flowers we're going to use on the card today, and then these great little, what are they called? Leaves. We'll be showing on a couple other samples. So I'll show you a few different ways that I've used these, and you will have some fun ideas on how to use this set if you do not already have it, or if you're thinking about it now. Don't be intimidated by the die cut and emboss mixture hybrid that they've made. So this is the card we're going to create today. Pretty simple, but using that background Marbleous, simply Marbleous paper. So in the instructions, I said that you needed a card base, thick basic white, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Your DSP, you're simply Marbleous, and you can use it in any color. If you like this sort of brighter background, you can use that, or you can use the subtle, and it comes in many, many different colors. I can grab it in a second here. I didn't bring it to my desk. I have so many things on my desk, you guys. So your DSP piece is 5.25 by 4. You've got an inside piece that is 5.25 by 4 as well in basic white cardstock. You have a scrap of Daffodil Delight that you're going to die cut the little flowers out of, and I've already pre-done it, but you will do that with your little flower die here. I've got a vellum piece, so I said a scrap of vellum. Now I've cut a hexagon, but you could use a circle, you could use a square, you could use whatever you have. I've just decided to use my hexagon, and I am using the Your Rare Fine stamp set. So if you're not using, or you don't have this set and you're using a different sentiment, just match up your sentiment with what will fit on your die cut. That's all you need to do. So you can use any shape that you have. We need a sponge dauber and we need a blending brush, which I did not get out. I'm not organized today, you guys. It's one of those days. And then we need Daffodil Delight. No, sorry. So Saffron ink. And we need cinnamon cider as well for our middle. So we've got cinnamon cider, So Saffron, our blending brush. Now that is not a Stampin' Up one. I'm using a different one. And then our dauber. Now let me grab cinnamon cider. There it is. So our dauber for our cinnamon cider. And then we've got iridescent rhinestones, and the die cut came from the Beautiful Shapes dies. And I think that's it. Yeah. So your basic white piece that you're going to emboss through the machine with your Bloom hybrid folder is at 3.25 by 4.5. Okay. Through the magic of television, mine is now done. Tricky, aren't I? And we're going to take our blending brush and our So Saffron, and I did not grab a scrap of paper either. Holy smokes, you guys, I'm totally disorganized. Here, I got a little piece right here. There we go. It's been a busy morning. The dog has to go to the vet, so, you know, I had to get them all organized and ready. Laundry day. It's just a busy day around here. Okay, and then I'm just going to blend my flowers to give them a bit of color, make them stand out. And you can put on as much color as you want. If you want your flowers to really pop, you can do that. And I'm just kind of using the area around the flower as sort of my stopping point. I mean, I did get a little bit on the leaves, but that's okay. It still looks pretty. And I haven't bounced off enough there, but that's okay. I don't mind the extra color. And I'm just going to turn this around, so I'm kind of on my little scrap paper there. And like I say, this brush is not Stampin' Up. I do have the blending brushes of Stampin' Ups. This is just another one I had in my collection. I don't use yellow very often, and if I do, I sort of need it in tighter spots. So I find sometimes the blending brushes is too big, so I got these somewhere else, probably online at that wonderful A store. All right, and then we're going to take our cinnamon cider. Poor Pupper. He's going to get shots, Valerie. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just due for his annual whatever, rabies and all those fun things that he gets. And then I'm just daubing the centers. And it's okay that it kind of goes off a little bit into the flower. I like that look. If you don't, you may want to be a little more controlled with using the edge of your dauber and just sort of getting that center, or you can kind of go outside it. And if you think you need some more So Saffron on there, you can definitely put on a bit more. But you don't have to if you don't want to. If you want this nice and subtle, then you can do that. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my tea here. You know what the A store is, eh? Valerie, I don't think we're allowed to say. We're in new compliance rules, so I'm just not going to say. If you have any questions, I can tell you, but it cannot be online as far as I understand. Follow compliance, right? With both my businesses, I have to remember what you can do with what. So we will attach our designer series paper to the card base. Making sure we've leave a, what am I trying to say? I can't even talk today. Leave a border around it that looks even to the eye. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I've kind of angled my embossed piece here, but you don't have to. You can put it straight down if you wanted to. It looks good either way, but I decided to angle it a little bit just to be different. And you can also put it this way if you wanted to. Totally your decision. And I'm just going to put this flat onto the designer series paper, but if you wanted to then do that as well. Oh, looks like we had a little interruption there. Wi-Fi's been weird lately, so it may be, I'm just going to put this here so you can see what I'm doing. It may be just something weird going on with the internet. So we're going to use the You're a Rare Find. I'm just going to put that on my block, and I'm using StazOn because I'm using vellum. It just won't smudge and that sort of thing, so that's a good little tip. And another little tip is to use dimensionals and attach your little plastic cover that goes over your StazOn to keep it moist. Then it's not flopping around. It does get muck around the edges, so then it keeps your fingers with nice and clean and not getting the StazOn on your fingers as well. So I'm just going to stamp that in, and I've kind of angled the points up, so I'm going to do the same on this one. And right in the middle, I'm just going to stamp that down, and it will stick. StazOn has a little bit of a stick to it, but that's a tip to keep that plastic piece, because you do not want to throw that away if you have StazOn. That keeps the pad nice and moist and working for you. Now I can't even move this. Hang on. Let me just slide it forward. There we go. All right, so we've got that stamped, and we'll grab a glue dot. And I am just going to put my glue dot on the end behind the Y. And I'm just going to put it down there because I'm going to put a flower over it or near it, and that'll cover my glue dot because you can see through vellum. So remember that you can always see through it. So I need some ideas for next week. What is something that you guys want some help with? A set that you're wondering how to use, or you have it in your collection and haven't used it yet and you need some ideas. I would love for you to give me an idea. I'm going to plan out next week's today and make some samples. So I'd love your help in deciding what you want to see next week. So I'm just applying a little bit of glue to the back of these and sticking them right down. I do have some planned out, so if you don't give me any ideas, I will come up with something. I won't leave you hanging. But I like to have your input. So you may just have to go back and just press those down a little bit. Sometimes they pop up with the little bit of an dimensional there that the embossing folder creates. So I put 5 flowers on because we want to keep things in the odd numbers to make it look good. I don't have waves, Carla. That one's not speaking to me just yet. I'm sure it will. Right now, I'm not feeling it. But that's a wonderful collection. So I'm going to use some of the iridescent rhinestones. I pretty much have mostly everything else. Thinking anything out of the mini catalog that you are wondering about? I guess it's because I don't live near the water anymore. It's not speaking to me yet, that Waves collection. And that is pretty much it for the outside. And then on the inside, I was just going to stamp some of the flowers in the soft succulent, or not soft succulent. Oh my goodness, you guys. The So Saffron. I'm losing it today. This may not be a good day to create cards. Oh my goodness. I might come up with some interesting creations, I guess, if I losing my mind on the live here. So I'll just stamp the corner, and then we'll give the envelope a stamp as well, because we don't want naked envelopes and we don't want naked insides. All right, friends? And I'm just going to stamp the flap too, because I like to do the flap. Just going to use the corner here. There we go. So we got a nice pretty envelope and a nice inside that we will glue in. And then we will have a peek at some extra pretties that I've made to show you. Thanks, Carla. It is a pretty card, isn't it? Super easy. Nothing complicated. Uses up that designer paper that you don't want to be hoarding now. It'll be gone on Monday, and that's it. It's gone. You need to use it. So that's our pretty card for today. I'll leave it that way. All right. So this one I created by stamping in gray granite the outline. So the gray granite kind of gives you a softer outline than sort of the stark black, which I kind of like. And then I just use my petal pink and stamp that in with the image that matches up with the flower. So it'd be this one right here, just to give it a soft. Of course, it's a wedding card, so I wanted it sort of soft and pretty. And then I've added a little bit of lace, some leaves. So that's the die cut leaves that are inside the dies. These fun ones right here. Oops, these ones right here. That's what they look like when they cut out. They give you little holes, and they're quite pretty. I cut those out of the Shimmer in Color vellum, which is gorgeous. And then that is the tag that comes in the die cuts that I've cut in half. And then I've used a different sentiment set. I think it's the Love and Happiness that the cutest couple ever comes out of. And then I've just added some gold metallic pearls to it. And I've done my background. I don't know if the camera will pick that up at all. I've done the background in the shimmer white cardstock. So it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. That's why I kind of brought in the shimmer with the vellum on the leaves as well. Actually, tell you the truth, I've cut all of this out of shimmer. Everything has a shimmer. So it's nice and pretty, just a simple wedding card that'll be quick and easy to produce. And then this one is the flowers from what I die cut from this. I've just used the 2. I thought the 3 was too much, and I wanted to be able to see the alcohol background that I did. So the alcohol background was done with our new skin tone blends, and it's gorgeous. It's like got pinks and browns and sort of tans, and it's just sort of neutral. I love those blends. Now, a few of them are on unavailable ordering right now, but you can get most of them. I think it's the light medium and the medium one that you can't get right now. So you can't order the bundle of them all, but you can get some of them right now. I'm sure they'll come back in stock, but with supply, like, we don't know yet when. So this is a very pretty background created with that alcohol technique, where I've just dropped it on with my aqua painter brush and then made another wedding card. I had a request for some wedding cards, so that's where these ones sort of came into play. Use those shimmer vellum cutout leaves again, and then just some simple pearls. And same thing, I've cut that that die cut down again in half and just tucked it in behind the flower. So nice and pretty and simple. And then this is a fun one using the shimmer vellum again. I must be trying to use this up or something, where I've just embossed that through on the pale papaya, and I've cut out the shimmer soft succulent leaves again. And so this leaf here is one of the solid leaves that comes in the set. So this one's solid and that one's solid. So that's one of the solid ones there. And then I've used some Pansy Petals, I think it's called, Designer Series paper in that pale papaya again in the checks. And then I've die cut out the flowers in pale papaya, and then just done a little bit of Calypso Coral with my sponge dauber again. And then I've used some of the pale papaya sheer ribbon behind, and the soft succulent in color gems I've added to bling it up a little bit. And then I've just done a little banner tag, which I've cut out of this and cut it down to the size that I need it. And With Much Love comes from the Love and Happiness set as well. So this was sort of a wedding inspired card as well. So very, very pretty. You love the alcohol technique, Carla? I know, it's gorgeous. You need to try it with the skin tone blends, because like, look at it. It's gorgeous. Could be used for anything. I like the bright colored ones too, but this one is just soft. I like soft and subtle, so that one just sort of speaks to my heart. So that is all, my friends, that I have for you today. I hope that you've created something along with me, and if you did, please post it and show me. Tomorrow my Share It Sunday post goes up, and you can tag it into there as well. I would love to see what you come up with and what color combinations you used, because I think this would work with anything. So any Designer Series paper that you have to use up, pull out this Art and Bloom and emboss away and make some pretty cards. All right, everyone, thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next week. Like I say, pop me your comments on what we should do next week, and I will get busy creating today. All right, take care. Paper hugs. Bye-bye.